What weird thing do you do when you're home alone? My first language is Russian. For many years, I've been talking to myself in English as an exercise whenever I'm alone. I just choose a topic and start discussing it with myself. My goal was to teach my brain to think in English and to switch between languages on the fly. This goal has been successfully achieved long ago, but the habit remains. I speak 5 languages and people ask me all the time how I maintain it, but I don't tell them that when I'm home alone, I walk around conjugating verbs and translating sentences just for fun. Now we know 5 languages is impressive, you rock. All but one are Romance, so a lot of cognates. But yeah, keep practicing your English, man, you rock. Which language do you dream in? I have full-blown conversations with my dog. I'll ask him about his day, and then he responds in his little doofy voice that I made up for him. I tell him he's lucky I pay all his bills. If my BF tells him to stop begging from the table, he says, "But oh no, mister. Donnie, please, could I just has a small piece? A morsel perhaps." You get the gist. I do that with my puppish Scoot, but her voice is dumb. I had a stroke near the end there. Yeah, I was high, but I'm on the come down now, I'm gonna that. I do this with my 3 puppers. One of them gets an attitude every once in a while and look at me and go, "Oh wahoo." Sing as loud as I possibly can. Me too. And then one day I heard my neighbors talking to each other. Can't imagine how much they hate me. I sing like crazy only when I'm home alone. I live in a condo with very thin walls, so I was mortified when my neighbor told me that she liked my singing. I thought I was the only one who did that. I see you don't live in an apartment. I like the karaoke videos on YouTube. It's fun. Although, I can't 100% say it's a Home Alone exclusive anymore, because my kids and I did Christmas songs over the break while dad was at work. I talk to my appliances and narrate what I'm going to do with them. I then thank my appliances for their service. How do you console your toilet for what you do to them every morning? It knew what it signed up for. The toilet at least is inert and minimally transformed by the ordeal. Toilet paper, on the hand. My appliance is on Samsung, and they have little chimes when they start and end their cycles. You're about to wash clothes, I make little songs for the washer, dryer, and dishwasher. I thought you wrote apprentices. I was like, you do what with them when you train them? I created a personality because of what I do. I have practiced daily, 4 years of having comebacks, or having the right thing to say, including the pronunciation, tempo, delivery. Then I practiced my stance, demeanor, gestures, everything for those comebacks. It's gotten to the point where it just comes naturally to me now. I basically created my personality, and it's so ingrained that it's not really fake. But the habit of practicing comebacks and practicing what to say in specific situations still happen. But now they are more specific. I used to talk with my cats a lot. Now that both passed away recently, I keep talking to my fridge, which time to time makes peculiar sounds. So, yes, I'm having a conversations with my fridge, and keep apologizing to things I bump into. Force of habit, I think. This makes me sad. I talk to my cats all the time. I don't talk to my fridge, but I do talk to my car and tell it how much I appreciate it. She's getting up there in miles. Even when I have the house all to myself, I'll still lock the door when I use the bathroom. I'm the opposite. For 1, my bathroom doesn't have a lock, and for 2, I have a 2-year-old. I'm gonna have company in the bathroom, whether I close the door or not, so I usually just leave it open out of habit at this point. I actually have to think to close it when we have actual company over. I've probably only locked the door at a guest's house or restaurant store. I like to do the sock slide on long hardwood hallway in my apartment. I go like full risky business style, but to be on crazy in love, or Whitney Houston's I Wanna Dance with Somebody. Full on music videos happen when I'm alone in the house, singing out loud into any vaguely McShaped object, dancing in my socks, background music you can hear through 3 closed doors. I love it, and it doesn't happen nearly as often as I want. Make up songs about my cats and dogs and sing them at top volume. My audience is usually unappreciative. All the single kitties. All the single kitties. All the single kitties. All the single kitties. Now put your paws up, meow 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 meow. Yeah, I do this too. I sing this exact same song, pause and everything. The next line is, if you like it then you shout, put a collar on it. Hide in my room, because I'm certain my house is haunted. At least the ghost respects your private space. Oh, I know my house is haunted. The spirits here are more passive though. They will move stuff around or throw stuff if a fight is going on to break it up. They are more just like, hey, we are here too, or hey, you wanna live here, then stop fighting. I make tons of weird noises and pretend to do different accents. But Marvin the Martian 27F. How do you pretend to do different accents? Like, just speak in your normal accent, but say check out my sweet Norwegian accent to nobody in particular? Assuming your normal accent isn't Norwegian. Walk up the stairs on all fours. Why did I picture the scene from The Exorcist when she came down the stairs upside down on all fours? 'Cause he said stairs and all fours. Why wouldn't you do that with everyone at home? I do that even when my family is home. It's just faster. I usually clean when I'm alone and make games of my chores. I use the broom as a ninja staff, toss old paper towels in the trash like I'm shooting hoops. It makes it go by faster. There is no problem with that. Make it fun and efficient. Pretend I'm famous and act out interviews that do. This makes me happy. I'm so glad I'm not the only one. I do that, but when I'm going to sleep, it is fun and it makes you reflect on life. Oh my god, I feel exposed. YouTube. If I'm not alone I don't get to watch whatever silly show I feel like. Think Gamma Grumps or Markiplier, as my PC has been getting repaired for the past week. Meaning the only screen I got besides my phone is the main TV in the house. Stare at a wall. I'm literally not kidding. Hello fellow wall starer. People don't believe me when I tell them I can sit in a room for hours on end doing nothing, just being lost in thought. My happiness. Dance around to music. The only time I dance to music is when I'm by myself. Dance as if nobody's watching, but with the curtains closed, in case somebody is. Just randomly scream and yell. Not quiet either. The neighbors can probably hear me. I do this even with people. They probably want me to shut up 24/7. Feel happy for a bit because I'm alone and don't have to worry about disappointing my family or doing something wrong. I feel that, man. I feel it hard. I love to voice act when I'm alone. I read books, anime movie subtitles, video game dialogue, etc. out loud and give every character a different voice. I talk to myself. I have imaginary arguments where I can say something, go back and say something even smarter and ultimately totally crush my opposition. I talk to myself, like have full-on conversations about random things. Like basically I say everything I think out loud, and I don't know why. I make songs up and sing them as I do stuff, play with my cats. One of them almost always replies to me as a talker. We have the best converse. Roll in the floor, I like to feel like I'm a worm. You want to hang out? I'll bring milk sticks. Imagine being spied on by the neighbors. I sing News's songs. Does that count as weird? I also practice accents, usually Irish, Scottish, British, and Russian. Turn off the television, no smartphone, nothing. Just listen to the moderate ringing in my ears, tinnitus, which I find to be quite soothing. Sometimes I pretend to be like Leonardo DiCaprio from What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Don't know why, but I do a really good job at it. Sing and dance more like hop around like some dying seal with no limbs, and talk to my super hot boyfriend that only lives in my head. I make up songs to any repetitive sound that is happening. Printers, rain, birds outside, you name it, I sing it. I run our farm often home alone in the week and I talk to myself and our animals. If anyone heard me, they'd think I lost the plot. Talking to yourself seems to be an unusually common theme in this subreddit. I feel awkward talking out loud when alone. I have full-blown conversations with myself, like full-on TED Talks in the kitchen, and debate with myself out loud. Read out loud, because it sometimes makes it easier to concentrate, quieting my OCD, depression and anxiety. Well, you see, I protect my house against idiot robbers and put them through physical torment for my own entertainment. I talk to my appliances and narrate what I'm going to do with them. I then thank my appliances for their service. Jump up and down when listening to music. I've always done it for some reason. It may just be extra energy. Definitely talk myself through the cleaning. Then jam as loud as I can and use my moo as a microphone. Look out the windows regularly with zero expectation of seeing anything remotely interesting not on drugs. I walk around aimlessly while listening to music, like the opening to Guardians of the Galaxy. Pretend someone is with me and have full-blown conversations with them, so literally nothing. Sometimes I wear a black cape and fling it around dramatically, like I'm a supervillain. Crank up the music and dance and sing like Lizzie McGuire in the introduction of the LM movie. Step 1, crank the music. Step 2, make list of chores. Step 3, productivity. I talk like Gordon Ramsay with the same accent even though I'm Asian when I cook. Have full-on conversations with myself like I'm talking to another person. Have the ack on at 60f. Talk to myself as I'm doing things. The answers to this question are surprisingly not the ones I expected. I'm almost always alone in my room, so I do what I always do. Not weird, but I blast my music at full and dance around. Speak English like I'm teaching or giving her English. Watch magnetic fishing videos on YouTube. Put on white noise the entire time I'm home. Bra and pants off for the rest of the evening. Talk to myself on every action I do. I dance with my earphones in my ears. Watch anime without headphones. I'll randomly take my pants off. Narrate whatever game I'm playing.